say like I'm like super grateful to be in this position because I get to interview all the talent like as they're growing. And like, you know, it's like people know who you are, people know who Nick are, people know who Pinup are, like all these people they know, but there's also a bunch of people that don't really know them, they just know of them.
Or it's just like the surface level information or what they see online, which is like super filtered. There's like a lot that's filtered through it.
A lot of it, right? And then when they see them, they're like, they act like they already know who they are, but it's like, no, you don't really know who they are, you know? But this podcast is like so cool because I get to talk to people and like get your story, and people could actually get to know you, because it's like, where else would you share it? It's like you could do it on your TikTok, but
it's filtered because then you're not talking to someone. Like when you're talking to the phone, you don't know who you're talking to. Yeah. You know? And like ultimately now I don't really know who I'm talking to, but I am visually seeing someone and having a conversation. It's way different than like filtering out. Like you get to choose what you talk about. On here, it's more or less like a conversation. So it's way better.
Yeah, no, so I think it's like really special, and it's like people really get to like talk, and like I don't know why I haven't seen a lot of this happen. You know, in other industries I feel like it does happen, but in manufacturing it's not something that people do. Also, manufacturing, I feel like it's not something that people my age get into. Usually it's like oh, this was a hand-me-down from my dad.
Yeah, I feel like you're either born into it, or you know, or like someone like me, or like just like not really manufacturing, but just like you have a very like unique approach to it because you just had a desire, and that's like so important. It's like a burning desire for something, and you had that, and then you took action, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. So.
Yeah, no, that's so true. And so like I think that's why it's worked, because and I think I've tried to make it like interesting, like I make it cool. I almost feel like I made manufacturing fun. Yeah. Like it's like, okay, manufacturing actually is cool.
I mean, there's a reason why people come to you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I think I don't know, this whole thing that we're doing now is obviously all really new. It's new for everyone, right? Because it's like your business is growing, my business is growing, everyone's getting older. And it's like we're doing something special now, but we don't really know exactly what. You just know.
You just know it's working.
Yeah,
you just know like that there's like something that
But also you come on the pod to talk because you know that there's something here. And versus like if I was just like some Joe Schmo, you're like, no, I don't really want to do the pod.
You already have like the established trust.
So I think that's the cool part. It's like you don't know what's happening, but you know it's special. So then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like
I'm excited. Like I was like excited driving here. I was excited because dude, we were supposed to do this in like December, and then you had like all the moving shit, and I was like patiently like I know he's busy.
You should have just hit me up,
dude. But like, I just
you
like
suck at texting.
I could be like Nick, bro. I could be way worse. Nick is the worst person ever at texting.
Really?
Dude, I texted him happy birthday. Like this is when I first met him. I texted him happy birthday and sent him like $15, and then he didn't respond for like a week.
You're like, what
and I'm like, bro, it's your own birthday, bro. Say thank you.
Yeah, anything.
Or something. He was in New York, so I like but like, dude, he's like the worst person. Worst person to text.
Just a week ago, he texted me he needed because they're doing a collab thing, right? With
Pinup,
yeah. So like he's like they switch projects, so then he's gonna get the T-shirt, and then we're gonna get the bag, right? So then he's like, hey, can you send me the pattern? And I had texted him before a couple weeks ago. I was like, bro, I just came across some of our TikToks like from like a long time ago, and I was just like, damn, like you were so young. And like it feels like it's been forever, but it was just a couple of
like
maybe
a year ago. Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and I was just like, I had this really special moment, no reply. And then he hits me up, and then he's like, hey, I need the pattern, you know. He's like, I'm so sorry I didn't text you back, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I was like, it's kind of fucked up. And that's what I told him. I was like, I did like let it out, like, because like I thought it was messed up that when you need me, I'm there, like instantly. When he needed to move out of that studio because of the whole IONGAF thing, he needed to move his stuff, and I grabbed the van. I was like, let's go grab all your shit, right?
Oh, you helped him?
Yeah,
you helped him through it?
Yeah. I disassembled the table in Ricky's
oh my
studio.
God!
We loaded it in the van.
I didn't know
and
that.
He was like freaking out about it. He's like, I have all my stuff there, my rules, and no one's there. And I was like, let's go get it. I was like, and I pulled all this stuff, and then we, I took everything out, disassembled everything, and then dropped it off at the storage place, right? And then, so I was like, he's like, yeah, but you know, I get caught up in my work, and I was like, bro, it's a shitty excuse. Like, I tell that to clients when I'm like, if I don't want to talk to people, you know. But I
think Nick, I love Nick, I love him so much.
Yeah.
But if you are texting him about something like so casual, you have to catch him at the right time.
Yeah.
Or if it's about work, he'll like always respond. If it's something work related, he always responds.
Yeah, always.
And he's like this with everyone. It's not even. It's not even like. Yeah, it's not even. So I don't get my feelings hurt at all because I've seen it. Like everyone has that, and it's just how he is. Like he just prioritizes his work, which is
100%.
Which is okay.
But also, I was like, yeah, like you maybe just because I'm older, but at the end of the day, it's like you gotta like still reply back, and you know, it's like when you need something, obviously I'm still gonna be there, but like as a friend, you reply back. If I'm texting you,
we were out in like camp in OC, and we ran into someone, and he like stopped Nick, and he was like, tell Eli I said what's up. And this was like a week ago, so it was maybe like when you had that, you know, or like when you were texting him, or like you guys had your beef or whatever. But he told us, and I'm like, bro, who is this guy? Like that's all he said. I have no idea. Like I don't know who he is. Maybe you know him, someone in OC, but he knew you.
In OC?
It was in OC. It was at the camp in OC.
At the camp?
Yeah.
Like in Costa Mesa?
Yeah.
Wow, that's, you know what's so weird that you say that? Sorry, just like a side note. There's a gym here that people go to called the Camp. And it's just like a gym, right? And then so my wife and I were talking about it. She's like, yeah, there's a camp. And I was like, oh, like, and it's called the Camp, the gym. And I was like, oh, like the campsite in Costa Mesa? And this happened like 2 days ago. She's like, she's like,
the
no.
gym.
So I don't even know what that is. I was like, oh, the campsite. So it's kind of weird that you literally are talking about that right now. Like, obviously I don't even live in OC, you know? It's like,
I don't know who he was. I have no idea.
What did he look like?
Fuck, man.
Is he Asian? Mexican?
I think he had black hair. I don't really remember too much because like it was just like something. It was like such a small interaction. But I think black hair. I don't really remember anything else. Maybe he was one of your clients. Could have been a client. Or just like a dude. He was probably like our age too. Like around our age. So I have no idea. No idea.
That is so fucking random.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Did Nick tell you about my text that I was texting him?
Nah.
Did he tell you? Yeah. Nah, I was like letting it rip. I was like,
because you were going off on
I was going off on it.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I feel like as a friend, there's no like I think if you're doing something wrong, if I truly appreciate your friendship, I should be able to tell you. Like I don't want to have a friend where I have to like, because of anything, I can't tell you how I really feel. If like you're being
I mean, it's good though. It's just communication.
Yeah, it's communication. Like it's like all love. It's always love. It's coming from a place that I love everything about you. I just hate that you're not replying back to me.
Yeah.
You know? So, but I mean, we moved on, but I just thought it was just like a funny thing with Nick, you know. And after that, he's been super responsive.
That's good. That's good.
Sometimes you just need a little like nudge, you know, like
and just like shape him up a bit because we'd be on his head about it like all the time, and then when work picks up, it's like when you start seeing less of him, which is okay.
Yeah.
And then he's in like that stage because like, bro, he has like so much going on right now. He's developing a shit ton. He's dropping in 2 days, and then like the pinup pop up.
Oh yeah.
So he's just like in his mode right now. So I like respect it.
Yeah. No. So it's like, all right, I get it, but how to let him know. Yeah. But anyways, all right, let's do this intro.
Okay.
This is episode 10. We are so excited to be back in our momentary studio with my very special guest, Adam from Degen. I appreciate you taking the long drive.
Of course.
To get over here.
Of course.
Where'd you come from again?
Riverside. Riverside. Every day.
That's
every day.
Okay, explain that situation to me.
So at the beginning of 2024, I used to live in Marina Del Rey.
Okay, cool.
And I love that spot. I loved it so much. And I had a roommate, Jay Lee, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was my roommate.
Oh,
so small world, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. So he was my roommate, and then he was moving out or planning to move out.
Yeah.
And I obviously like can't take on the rent like that much. This is like when I was in my grind mode, this is when I had, you know, this was the beginning of IONGAF. This is when I was like posting like on TikTok every day. Like this is like a bunch of shit. And I just obviously couldn't do that. So I had to move back to Riverside. And then I would drive out every single day since then. So this is since March. Every single day. And you would see me doing production. You would see me like doing it, like actually in the thick of it. So, yeah, I'm like numb to it. Like I just do it so much.
And then like you have to plan when you leave. I assume you just leave late, so you don't have
Dude,
traffic.
yeah, that's like the worst part of it. So I'll like linger around or I'll like find something to do. Or like sometimes I'm just working until like 6 or 7 and then I drive back. Sometimes it takes like 2.5 hours to get home, which is okay. Like I fucking do mind it. Like I hate it, but I'm working. Like it's for a purpose. So, but I'm almost out of it. I'm almost done with it. I'm planning to relocate back to Marina in top of May.
Oh,
so
shit.
in a month or like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah.
It
beat my ass. It beat my ass so much, bro. Because when you're driving, like your diet gets affected. You can't work out. You can't do anything. You're in the car.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm running production, so I drive like literally all day, like all day.
That's insane.
No.
I mean, okay. So the last time we talked was when I saw you at Rose Bowl.
Yeah. This was December.
Yeah.
Or November maybe. It was like half a year ago. It was a good bit ago. It was a good bit.
That was the last time that I saw you. And then before that,
Yeah.
I would see you often, and then it's just like we just didn't talk anymore.
Yeah.
And then I guess all that kind of really goes back to the beginning of like the inception of like everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to get, if it's, however much you want to share it, like your perspective on your experience from when, how that whole thing started, like how the brand started from your eyes, or how you got involved, right? Like when did you get involved with the whole IONGAF thing, and like how, just quick, I don't want to I don't want to get too crazy into it. I just want to like,
I'll give a summary.
Yeah, like summary timeline.
Okay.
To getting us to, because of that and all these things, I assume push to get you really motivated to do Degen and like get that going.
Of course.
An
So
experience to like break all that down.
I met Ricky and Nick same day. I met them right when I was about to graduate college. It was 2023. And this is when Ricky started IONGAF. This is when Nick was still doing customs, or he just started doing customs. But he was killing it. Like this is when the denim world like was just like, this is like the big boom of the denim world. And then I met them, and then Ricky went on Jubilee like immediately after, and they ultimately were kind of doing their own thing. And then I started working at Elwood, and I would source their vintage for them, and that was like my introduction into LA. Or that's like when I kind of got involved in my own way, if that makes sense. Crazy. Like no one really knows. I like didn't publicize that at all. I very rarely talk about it.
Yeah.
But so I was doing my own thing, and then obviously we're all homies, and then they were building their brand, and then they were expanding, and then I wanted to leave Elwood. There was like so much conflict of interest because I would source their vintage, and I was doing Degen. At the time it was called Degeneracy, but I would source vintage, and then like it's like what you pretty much see, but like at a smaller level.
Yeah.
But I would source my own stuff, just a conflict of interest, so I kind of wanted to transition out of that.
Yeah.
And then Ricky and Nick were looking to expand, and they brought me on the team end of 2023. And then I was a part of it for like a year.
Oh shit, that's it.
It felt like longer.
It felt like long.
It felt like longer.
Long.
But it was so quick though. It felt like longer, but it was quick. Like damn. Low-key best year of my life. It was so fun.
Yeah.
But it was like also shit because I was just like was driving so much. But so yeah, then that was the transition. And then end of it, I left end of September. I left for more or less personal reasons. Like there was a lot of reasons that kind of added up to one reason. And it was just like the deprioritization of myself. Like I was driving so much, I wasn't taking care of other shit. Like I was so focused on IONGAF and Yurimon, and then I wasn't building anything for myself. Like bro, I didn't even like feel like I had a home because I was like driving. Like I felt like LA was my home, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I'd come back home to nothing and like barely be home. Like I would just be home to sleep, and then like leave in the morning.
Yeah.
So it was just taking a toll on me, and I was like pushing it off for so long, and then it finally like got to that point where I was like digging myself in a hole, and I had to take a step back to take 2 steps forward.
Oh shit.
So, yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, I left in September, and then yeah, that was like the last time. That was around the time I saw you last.
Dang.
Yeah.
What was it like when like trying to leave? Was it like?
Dude, it was like the worst decision of my life, or not the worst decision. It was like the hardest decision of my life.
Oh, okay.
Like it was very difficult to, because these are my friends. This is a business, and it's all online.
Yeah.
So really, like, this is consuming my mind like all the time. These are the people I see every day. This is like work. Like it's my life.
Yeah.
And then kind of having to take a step back. Like, where do I go? What do I do? Like, I had like kind of a identity crisis for like a couple days, because I was like, dude, like, I want to work, I want to do something, but I can't be still. Yeah. But I'm obviously very faith based, and I just felt God telling me like, yo, stay still, be still for a minute. Yeah. Like, and it ended up working out. I think it's good now. I'm still obviously like, getting out of like some of the like rough parts, but so like. Chilling a lot more now.
Do you feel like, because you have to learn production and all these things while in it, right? How do you feel about like this whole right now, like if you intern for a place, like what do you feel about interning versus like, because you did it, like you got paid, right? In the beginning, or maybe not, or
I got paid ultimately. Like I was
really?
kind of just doing it like just to do it, because I was still quote unquote working at Elwood some of the time, and then it was such a small business at the time. Yeah, like they had like that one big drop, and then I got on, and then they did the do you remember the slitties, like the ball sweater, like that's at like the time where I was getting in, or like where I was learning everything.
That was like the peak, I think.
Yeah, or like around that time. So I was learning, and then right when I learned is when I started getting paid. So I could call it interning, but I didn't really feel like an intern, because it was like only us 3. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like so like, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimate, because it's just like a small group of people. Yeah. And then once we started expanding more, like then everything else happened. But yeah.
Dang. Yeah, because I feel like it's in this industry, I feel like you do have to put in the work, and it is hard to kind of like, because there's so many things to do. And there's so many people. It's like the vendor for patterns, for grading, for sewing. So,
but you can't unlearn it. Like once you learn it, you already know it. So it's just like once you get that period of your life done, then you already know it. Like you can't like backpedal. So
and I think it's like you got to put in the work. I think a lot of times kids just like I really do feel like you really do have to grind it out. When I first started working in the automotive industry, like I
BMW.
Yeah, but I had to work at a little mom and pop shop, and it was shitty. I was getting paid, but fuck, that was fucking shitty. So, and even then, I don't know. Just in this industry, I feel like people don't want to maybe learn as much, or I don't know. I feel like
it's because people want the results as soon as possible. Yeah, and people want it now. People don't really want to learn. People just want it done, and they want to say that they did it. Yeah. And a lot of people don't really see the time that's going into it, or people don't see, like at my experience with IONGAF, like I didn't talk about like me really doing production. I didn't really talk about anything. Like I kept it like really under wraps, because like I felt like I was learning, and I felt like I didn't want to publicize everything because I didn't know yet. And then I did learn all of that, and then I still haven't really talked about it, but like there's a process towards it. Like, and then I was posting online like since 2021, and then people like kind of see it now. So it's, you don't get the results like immediately. Immediately. Like people want to start a brand, and they want it to be like big now, and like who doesn't? Yeah. But there's a lot that leads up to it.
Yeah. And then I feel like even if people are like, okay, I want to do numbers. It's like the infrastructure isn't set up for numbers. Like to do, like even if you could push 1,000 units, shipping that logistically is a fucking nightmare. getting that from the manufacturer to your
Nightmare.
place.
Dude, yeah, you need like multiple trips.
Yeah,
Multiple trips.
like that those kind of units, like that's success, right?
Yeah.
But it's like people want it without really understanding what that even looks like and how difficult that is, and like how many people it takes to like execute a job like that. You know, people like love to see all this stuff, but it's like, yeah, no, there's like an army.
Baby steps.
Yeah,
baby steps.
Do your 50, your 20s.
Yeah.
Get used to that. See what it looks like logistically.
Exactly.
Get cleaned up, and then get to that next level.
That's why I started with vintage. That was like my baby step.
Yeah.
So
when did you start with the vintage stuff? Like that was like what was the idea with the vintage stuff?
So I was posting TikToks. That sounds so corny. I was posting TikToks since 2021.
Yeah.
And I kind of did it like on accident, more or less. I had a video that did really well. It was my second video.
Yeah.
And it was a video at like Savers. Are you familiar with, like, do you know Savers?
No. I feel like
it's like a Goodwill, but like a little bit
there you
different.
go.
I posted a video there, and then Savers reached out to me because the video did well, and they gave me a $500 gift card for them to have rights to the video. And this was when I was like a broke college student. Like I didn't.
You're like, fuck.
Yeah, like $500 for thrifting. It's like, bro. Then like my little mind, I was like, okay, well now I can make videos of me thrifting, actually buy stuff, and then resell it, and this is like $2,000 if I could like operate it correctly.
Yeah.
So then it funded like me to film all these videos, and then I would just like have content, and then it would do really well for some reason. It was at like a very crucial time of like thrift TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I just like loved it, bro. I've always loved posting online. So then I would, like farm all these videos, and then I would sell on Depop. And then after Depop, I was like, okay, like when I started with the Elwood, I was like, I need to like get out of this. Like Depop sucks.
Yeah.
Like, and then I started the curation, and this was at the time when I was working with Elwood, because I would find better stuff. So I was like, okay, now I could curate something instead of just like finding it at the thrift. And then it kind of developed into what it is now, because now I feel like I found a lot more of what I personally like, opposed to just selling like bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's just like a whole like representation of me almost through the stuff I sell.
Dang. But the stuff that you thrift is through your brand, or is that a separate thing? Like Degen is, because I know you were doing like your blanks. With your design.
The physical entity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was all source vintage. So those were like, no one really uses recycled fabric. So I thought of an idea where I could just source blanks and then screen print on them and then alter them. Because the problem with blanks is like they're all different sizes.
Yeah.
So I tried to like hem them and like give adjusted sizing, and it did super well. Like I think it was like a huge representation of like what I like and what I believe in. And then it was just like so fun. And I'm kind of moving more into cut and sew, because obviously like you have to progress. But that was like the next step I needed after vintage. Okay. Yeah.
So then, so that's timeline wise. So then you leave IONGAF, and then now you're just focusing more on like what's happening in between all this stuff, like
right now currently.
Yeah, like after. Well, just think back. You left IONGAF, right? 2023. When did you leave?
It was like half a year ago.
Yeah.
September 2024.
So then, as soon as you leave that, you're like concerned about, because it's a scary thing.
Yeah.
What's going on next? Like, what do you do?
So right when I leave, like my mindset, I'm like, damn, like this sucks. Am I gonna get a job?
Yeah.
I do not like. I'm like, bro, do I have to get a job?
Yeah.
But I had, I like obviously like grew this platform. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't do this for no reason, and I felt like I don't want to say like a miracle. That sounds so, but like it felt like every step I was taking like led into like, it's right in front of me. Like I learned how to make clothes. I like have this platform. I have all these connections. I know like vendors. So I'm like, it's obvious. Like just start. And then I felt like it wasn't the right time to start until I did something that was like a representation of me, which was the physical ed tee. And then I have this Ghost Pocket shirt coming out end of the month, in like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So that's like my first cut and sew item. So my headspace was like, I need to start now.
Yeah.
And the more time I waste, I'm gonna lose this opportunity that I have. So let's just take action. was my headspace, and it took some time. Like
Yeah,
I
of
would,
course.
you know, I had the idea in my head for like months, and I just like never took action. But right when I left, I was like, I need to start this now.
Yeah.
So
So then like right now, so then that's pretty much all you've been grinding on, right? Just
yeah, definitely. That's like my priority, like my baby now.
Yeah.
Obviously, like it's still very early stages, but like
yeah.
that's what I'm focused on.
So then like okay, so then after that, and then so that pretty much leads us to like current times, right? Like what you're
Yeah.
working on now.
Yeah. I just did a photo shoot for the Ghost Pocket shirt, which is a. Have you seen it? I don't know if you've seen it. Basically, it's.
Pull it up. Let me see.
Okay.
Talk to me about it.
Okay.
While I pull it up.
Okay. It's I don't think you're gonna be able to see it because I haven't posted the pictures.
Oh, you
yet.
haven't? Oh.
No. But so shirts like that are dated back.
Yeah.
That have a pocket. If the pocket falls off or it's removed, there's a faded outline of the
Oh,
pocket. So like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So it's that. So it's basically a representation of that, like for vintage, but it's like full cut and sewn and made.
Okay.
Because I would source pocket tees all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, fixing like it's essentially like a really recognizable blank.
Oh, okay.
But it just has like the dye, like the potassium on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, just been working on that for a couple months.
Yeah.
And it's done. Like I got the full sample done and just marketed it. All I need to do is just drop it
Shit.
at the end of the month
Oh, shit.
on the 27th. So
How do you feel about that? Are you excited about it?
so
or-
excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
Do you
I
feel
love
like
it. I
it's
love
gonna
the
do
shirt.
well, or like what are your like?
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. But regardless, I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I'm very happy. That's like all I could ask for. If I'm
Yeah.
happy with it, then it's okay.
Yeah, and I mean your following is pretty big, like, right? Like you have a pretty strong following. What do you say? Or how do
I
you
love
feel about
them.
the
I love
following?
them.
You don't like your follower? Like
Dude, TikTok. My TikTok got hacked.
what?
It got hacked.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got hacked like 2 weeks ago.
So then now you have no platform.
No. I have it, but I just can't log into the account. But the problem with it is that TikTok has no like customer service. They don't have any representatives. So I'm like talking to a computer, and the computer will respond like every like few days. I text them back on the 6th.
Yeah.
Like that was the last time I got a response. Was the 6th, and it's like the 12th now. So like that shit is stressing me out. I joined a Discord for TikTok shop affiliates.
Yeah.
Bro, like they can't help you unless it reaches 30 days. So I probably won't get the account back till May. It's so tough, but it's okay. Like I have a backup account. I like you got to pivot. Like these things happen. It's
Yeah.
okay. But like, dude, like really, at like the peak of like the family cruise and like the Asian squatting and like everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
It happened at like such a bad time, but it's like so funny. It's so funny to me, just seeing it. Like dude, it was so annoying.
Well, what do they post? What are they posting on there?
No one posted anything.
Nothing?
No, I think they got like logged out too.
Oh,
But
so-
I got logged out and I can't log back in because they changed the email and the phone number connected.
Oh, so this is
So like no, that account is like just on hold at the moment. It's so ass. It's so ass.
and then like Instagram, you don't really post as much, right?
Not really. I like it. Instagram is more like intimate to me. I like it for a different purpose.
Yeah.
Like I post like funny stories, I guess, but like I
Yeah.
don't really post like videos. I don't think I'd ever want to post videos on Instagram. It just serves a different purpose.
Yeah, I always felt like our TikTok. Well, we don't really post that much anymore, but there was a time when I was posting a lot.
Yeah.
But not. I mean, I want to get back into it, but I just feel like I don't know the times. Maybe soon. But overall, I feel like people go to our TikTok to see who we are, and like we've done some work, and then they'll come to our Instagram to like close the deal.
I like your YouTube. I think that's the best. I think that's the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the app you should target or the
yeah.
platform you should target, just because a lot of your content is informative.
Yeah.
And it's like longer. Like people want to learn more. People don't want to learn something in 1 minute. Like people need to dissect it more. So,
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what we've been trying to do. We've been trying to do more of the long format, but it just takes time to like edit a 25, 30-minute video. And then sometimes I feels like I have another video coming out, it gets really lengthy. And sometimes I'm like, is it
But it's
kinda boring?
good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Trust. It's good.
Yeah, maybe I'll do some more. I feel like people want to see that kind of stuff, and they want to see like videos on manufacturing, but that aren't like ugly, you know, because you see a lot of ugly manufacturing videos.
Yeah, you have like you have a very good thing going.
Yeah.
Oh no, the mic, bro. You have a very good thing going because you have it looks professional, it's digestible,
Yeah.
and you have credibility. So, what more could you ask for?
Right now, where is everything being manufactured at? Obviously here in LA.
Yeah, dude, just all the vendors individually.
Yeah.
Individually. So I have, man, I like obviously like Ramon is like sewing it. And then,
Ramon's Nick's dude, right?
yeah, our guy.
That's your guy, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just all like individual, and then we have like the cutter down the street, and then do you know Naftali?
I think I've heard of.
He just does dye,
Oh,
so
okay.
he's the one doing the dye process, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's a simple you know it's just a shirt, like it's not developing like
Yeah.
pants yet, but
But still, you know, shirts, dude.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
there are different cuts. You know, people always say shirts are easy.
yeah.
It could be.
They're easier.
Yeah, they're
I think
easier.
pants are difficult, but
Yeah.
pants are more fun.
Yeah,
Like-
shirts, but you know, a shirt could have a different fit, right? It's like one shirt could have a high armhole, a tight armhole, a loose armhole, a sleeve cap. It could be a long sleeve, you know, like a wider sleeve. It could be like a skater cut all around, like around the neck, like boat necks, you know, like it just really, that's why, and then like some shirts get tight around like, you know, like the chest, and then it could go out, or it could taper in on the waist. Like as much as people say it's like there's just shirts, it's like no, there's a little bit of science to it, you know, like how to make a good shirt.
Yeah, yeah,
Because if you get that good shirt and people like it, you're like, okay, that shirt fits me perfect, you know, and then they come back.
yeah.
But I think shirts are a good way to start. You know,
Oh, for
and, like,
sure, for sure.
to get it really going, and then. You know,
Yeah, I think pants. It's a very hard thing to make for your first
Yeah.
thing. I think a lot of people like pants because, like we said, that's where the money is.
Yeah, but
And that's like what consumers want necessarily, and also you kind of have to base your outfit around a pair of pants. So
Yeah.
I think it's just very, you know, people want to start with that immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know, for like the whole world building thing, I think like it's very good to start with something else. It's just baby steps. Like we
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. All right, so then, like, what else is going on in Adam's life, like that you want to tell people about? Like, what else do you have cooking? You know, like after all this stuff, like, what's your plan?
I see.
Stop. Sorry, it's an annoying dog.
So what else is like? What's next? is what
Yeah,
you're
what's
asking.
next for you? Like, what do you have planned? Like, what are you? Obviously, you said you're gonna move.
Yeah,
Move down here.
Dude,
like,
it's just once I move, it would be so much easier to work.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
because
even then, Hermosa. Well, actually, no, I lied. Hermosa's close because I live in Inglewood.
Oh, okay.
So like, we're right by the SoFi.
yeah,
So we're in
kind of by
Hermosa.
Culver,
Huh?
Like by Culver.
We're by. Are you familiar with the SoFi Stadium?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you ever go to the SoFi, there's some apartments that are literally connected to it.
Okay.
We live there.
Okay.
So
Yeah, like when you're out here, it's just so much easier to work because if, like, you could drop something off and then, bro, you're not getting it back for like.
yeah, and if you just need to come just to do that.
Yeah, it's
like,
so
fuck.
annoying. It's so annoying. There'd be times where like I would just have to drop like something to the screen printers,
Fuck.
and I'd drive all the way out for that, and then like I'd like linger, or like I'd come early and then come back. But like, bro, that's like 4 hours of my day
Fuck.
just to drop something off for 10 minutes. But after this, I'm planning to do. Ooh, I have this bag, like a canvas bag
Yeah.
that I'm sampling right now. Very similar to like those. It's like a tan color, like old, like vintage bags that you see, like the LL Bean ones.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
those? Yeah. One of those, and then along with it, I'm trying to develop sailor pants,
Oh, okay.
like sailor pants, like a sailor pant fatigue hybrid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think it would be super cool, but that's conceptual at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just expensive to sample it.
Yeah.
So that we'll fund all of it after this shirt.
Yeah.
And then also the shirt in a couple different colors.
Oh,
but that
okay.
would be like probably right after. But like that is what I'm working towards at the
Yeah.
moment. And then I'm also doing. Do you know? Are you familiar with Color Tracks, Fernando? That's the guy that Nick shares a studio with.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know who he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just seen him on his videos.
Yeah, he's coolest guy ever. Coolest guy ever. He's a grinder. We're doing a collab late this year. And it's like similar to the vintage source tees, but it's gonna be black tees. So I'm just sourcing like slowly at the moment. Like that's just like in the back of my head. And then we're gonna like come up with a design. It's like relative to both of us.
How important do you think it is to collaborate with like people?
I think it's important to an extent.
Yeah.
I think that obviously you have to be selective with it, and you can't do too much, and it has to make sense.
Yeah.
Like I think Yurimon in pinup is sick.
Yeah.
I think Yurimon in shapes was sick too. And no one really in the space does it.
Yeah.
But I think it's obviously like something you should do once you're at the point.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't
exactly.
rush it, but like, you know.
Yeah, I think luckily for you, Jesus Christ. Luckily for you, I think you're in a good position because you're friends with everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like at the right time you could collab with these people and like really try to help lift the brand up.
It's true. Yeah. But I feel like
but then also you
can't rush it. Like I feel like I want to earn it first.
Yeah, and
like,
that's
it has
the
to
other
make
part
sense.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then I guess the other feeling could be that you don't want to feel like shadowed by like everyone else, and it's like how do I get out of that? It's like when you have like the one parent that's really successful, and then like they expect the kid to be
like LeBron and Bronny.
And it's just like fuck, and then you're always trying to get out of that shadow.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that I think makes it a little tough because
difficult.
like
you just have to get your own like niche. You have to like lock in your own niche.
And like I think for you, it's like really being confident with yourself.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
Like because you have to be confident, and since the beginning when you left IONGAF, that builds your confidence, and then to like now what you're doing, and then standing amongst peers and being like, I'm not there yet, but I'm confident with what I'm doing. So that way, like because it could, anyone else they could feel like intimidated.
Yeah,
or
I think confidence is the most important thing with anything, like especially in this scene.
Yeah.
You have to be, who you have to like view yourself as who you are.
Yeah.
And you have to be real, and you have to just be happy and be present.
Exactly.
So,
what's your process like as far as like when you're doing stuff? Are you doing patterns like everyone else, or like how do you go about that?
I wish. I don't think I have time for patterns.
Yeah.
I don't have time for patterns, but I think how Degen is set up, obviously it's all vintage inspired. Yeah. Because that's, the core of it. Yeah. So it's easy to reference pieces. I like pieces that I like, pieces that, like the pocket, the ghost pocket was referenced off of a personal pocket tee that I had.
Oh, okay.
And I would wear. I changed the fit, obviously, but like it was, I get at least for now, I have reference pieces.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that works. I always like to see people getting into pattern work, but I also don't think it's like
it's not how I came up. It's not what I've learned.
No, and you know what? It's good for you to realize like it's not something that I need to do, because there's this generation of like YouTube learning kids, and I love it, but everyone learns. But then you don't know if the guy teaching you is teaching you the right things or teaching you the wrong things. And then we get clients in here sometimes that feel like they know everything. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's sick. Yeah. I think pattern making is cool. It's cool. But I just don't want to do it. Like, it's not for me. Yeah. It's not for me. Which is okay.
Yeah, which is totally okay. I like pattern work, and we do like I do a small amount. Like, I'll do edits, right? But I'm not. And
adjustments.
Adjustments, right? But I'm not making the pattern. Like, when I look at something, I could see on a sleeve, I could be like, okay, this has a really high cap, or the armhole is like a little weird, or like the armhole doesn't match the sleeve. I could see things like that, but I'm not over here designing like a whole fucking pattern, like my pattern lady. So, yeah, I think you got to leave that kind of stuff to like the experts.
Yeah, it's also just, it's quicker. Like, there's like so much more to do. Yeah. Like, pattern is like, dude, I think that's the worst part of developing is the pattern, because that's where it all starts, and it like takes a minute. It's just not for me. It's not for me.
Good.
I could do everything else.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know? It's like,
Yeah.
All right. So then maybe this is a little like overall during all this, have you only worked in this, or has there been like regular?
Oh my God, so many regular jobs.
Regular
so
jobs?
many, dude. I've had probably like damn near 10 jobs.
Yeah.
I started working at McDonald's when I was 16,
Shit.
and I worked there for like a year.
Yeah.
It's cool, but like, bro, it's McDonald's.
Yeah.
And then I worked at this place called Bolero. It was a bowling alley.
Oh yeah.
I worked there for like 3 months and got fired because I gave out a free pizza. And then I worked at Icetown. I was a hockey scorekeeper.
Oh.
And then I worked at UPS. I was a driver helper, seasonal.
Yeah.
I did DoorDash like every other kid.
I think DoorDash is good. Any type of driving thing is good. Just because like you could really.
That's why I could do production, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I was like leaning into that. And then I worked at Applebee's. I was a host at Applebee's. I worked at Elwood. I worked at IONGAF, and I worked for myself now, I guess.
Do you think it's tough, like, you know, working somewhere to fund? Because I feel like a lot of people, I mean, myself included, when I had my regular job, I was embarrassed of like working the regular job just because I wanted to live like, I wanted people to think that I was already successful in my fashions because I had my clothing brand, but it wasn't. I had all the stuff because I had a good paying job, so I was able to pay for stuff. But it didn't mean that I was making money. You know, like, but I feel like sometimes people get myself included. Now me being older, maybe that's why I'm like, now people shouldn't be embarrassed of the grind. You know, but I feel like it's never portrayed. I feel like the grind of working a side job while doing this other thing, your dream, is like part of the whole story. But I feel like a lot of people don't. Maybe they do share, but I feel like a lot of people don't share that part of it.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
think, dude, I think it's cool. If it's a part of you, you should, you know, probably say it.
Yeah.
At one point, sure, I didn't want to say it, but like while I was working at Applebee's, I was like posting on TikTok, and like that's how it was coming up. Like it had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I don't think it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like now, maybe like I wouldn't want to get a job,
Yeah. No.
but yeah, I think it's important. I think like that it shaped me.
What do you think is like some good advice for someone who's recently gotten in your shoes as far as like maybe just because once you're self-employed and you could kind of do whatever the fuck you want, you could kind of really do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But that also means for good
It's
or
scary.
for bad.
Yeah.
You know, you could literally just fuck around all day.
Yeah.
Or you could be working all day. Yeah.
So advice?
Yeah. Do you ever feel like there's something that you learned during, you know, because now you
It's
support
been for
yourself.
a minute.
Yeah.
So it's just patience. Just patience. Have a good system. I think it all depends on your system. And I just think as long as your desire is there, that's all you really need. If you want something that bad, then I think everything will work itself out because then you're going to want to strive for that reason. Like as long as you have a purpose, like a burning desire, like you will like figure it out.
I think the biggest part is like you wanting it that bad.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it. I always feel like people when they say like they want this. I had a conversation with the client, and then he has a clothing brand, and then he also has a full-time job.
Outside of that?
Yeah, outside of that.
Really?
So
How old is he?
He's 28.
Okay.
So he's up there, you know. So
Yeah.
it's at the age where you're kind of embarrassed to say like I'm working on my brand.
Yeah.
But I'm also working corporate job.
But it's okay. I think that's okay.
It's okay, but
It's okay.
It gets to a point where you're like,
A little bit.
like,
But anyone could start anything at any time.
yeah. But he's doing this thing, right? So then I tell him, you know, we're having this conversation, and then he's like, yeah, I'm hoping this drop actually takes off. And I'm like, all right, well, how bad do you want it? He's like, oh, dude, I want to do this full time. I was like, all right, what if I told you that the only way to make this brand take off is for you to make a bunch of content, but you have to show your face? And then he's like, nah, I got other people for that. I got like models to do that kind of work. And I was like, no. It's not how it works anymore. I was like, I'm telling you what you got to do right now. You got to show your face, do 100 days of it. And I promise you, something will happen.
So much results from it.
Yeah.
So much results from
And
it.
he's like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. And I was
Then
like,
he
guess
doesn't
what, bro?
want it.
You
Then
don't want it.
it. Then
You
you
don't
don't
want
want it.
You don't fucking want it. And it was so frustrating having this conversation with him about how he wanted this.
But he has excuses, or he has like other alternatives.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like, nah, that's not really my thing. I feel like people want to see the model. I'm like, no, they fucking don't.
Nah,
I was like,
people-
what's the difference between your brand and the other brand? If you guys are making similar clothes, what? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, the person behind it, right? It could be the same fucking garment, but the difference between one brand and the other is who's driving it. If the other person's driving it and they're showing their face, they're gonna go with the person that they like. I was like, bro, I'm talking to you because I like you and I would want to support you. Think about that times 10. That's your goal with social media. Promote. Go put yourself out there. After that, I haven't heard from him since.
Tough, man. Way to weave him out.
Yeah.
Weaved him out. Like, I think it's really hard nowadays to be, to have a brand or to have something where you're not publicizing it as you. The only person that I've seen do really well at that is Shapes.
I seen Nick post, but I don't know what Shapes is.
It's, dude, such a sick brand.
Really?
Such a sick brand. Like, I think it represents LA super well, and he does really good at world building. It's our homie Manny, but like, dude, I could talk about how much I love him for like an hour. Like he is like, and he doesn't show his face, and it's like the only person I've met like that.
Yeah.
And he like figured it out, and I think that he's he's pivoted. I'm sorry, into like a direction that I've never seen. So I've seen it work out, but it's super hard, super difficult, and I think he got a little bit before the curve.
Yeah.
And like he was early on, but people need to support someone.
Yeah. Because like I see that, then that's funny because like I don't know who he is. I don't know
But
what he
it's
looks
so
like.
cool.
Yeah.
It's because no one knows him.
No one
and
knows him.
he's just like the coolest, sweetest guy ever. And he, like the best marketing is word of mouth.
Yeah.
And if if people have great things to say about you, like you're like,
Yeah.
it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
And
That's
you-
what we
you
always
figure
try
it
to
out.
protect. We try to protect what we do here, even if something goes like if someone's not happy.
Yeah.
Like we always try to protect what we do, but sometimes people do get a little crazy. But no, I think reputation is really important.
Yeah. So
Like,
important. So
yeah.
important. But I mean, dude, production, like anything could go wrong. And it's kind of not really in your control.
Yeah. But people
Sometimes.
don't understand that.
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah, but people don't understand,
But if they don't understand, then
They're
like
new.
you don't
Yeah.
you don't really need them. Like you're fine. Like if they don't understand, it's just business.
Yeah.
So-
But you always try to have a good rep. That's
Yeah.
always our thing. It's like got to be good, got to be professional.
Very true.
But sometimes you want to be not so professional with people, but you can't. You know? But that whole not showing your face thing. Back when I had my brand, 2016, that was like a thing. It was like you don't really show who you are.
Yeah.
It was just a brand. It was like the mystique of having a brand.
Yeah.
That was the cool part, right? But like nowadays, it's like it's not really like that.
No, so different.
Yeah.
People need to support. I think how what changed is people love just supporting someone who they feel like they already know.
Yeah.
And this is why creator-based brands are super, prevalent.
Yeah.
Like there's Emma Chamberlain who has her coffee. There's Mr. Beast who has his feast, and like it played into clothing brands now.
Yeah.
And then, you have to do everything at the right time, obviously, but like posting yourself like is so important.
Yeah.
If you want to start somewhere, it's post yourself.
Exactly.
You have to post yourself.
That's exactly what I was saying. Because I seen it work for me.
Yeah.
Work for me. I posted myself, and I was
Genuinely.
like, oh shit, it works.
Yeah.
It's like, why wouldn't you want to do this?
Exactly.
So
I mean, obviously you're in a public eye, and if that's not your thing, then you could find a way to like do it a little bit differently. But
And it's gonna be too tough.
yeah,
Like people need to
you're
commit.
making it harder on you. But if you
Yeah.
want to work harder, then you could make it happen. But step one is posting yourself for anything.
Yeah.
I think publicize it.
How often do you what's your posting schedule right now? Like, how do you?
I mean, bro, my account's gone, but
But before that, how do you see social media, right? Because maybe you could teach me something. Like,
yeah. I have like a very love-hate with it. I would make YouTube videos, like on Madden Mobile, and like I'd make very like dumb YouTube videos when I was a kid, but it kind of like got me in love with the idea of it. and then I started posting on TikTok. I would post probably like 4 or 5 times a week.
Oh shit.
And I did that for a minute. And then at the peak of my TikTok, I was trying to post every day because that's when I was coming out with Degeneracy.
Yeah.
Which is now Degen. But now I don't really post as much because, it's a little bit different. Yeah. Like there's some certain things I don't really feel like I would want.
I feel like once you get to a point, you're like,
yeah, a little bit.
Right? Like, I don't be like that, but like,
yeah, I don't like view myself as like I'm here.
No, but like there is a little something there that you're like, okay. I mean, it's like, look at us. We don't post on TikTok, but we still get a lot of business.
Exactly.
So it's like, there's like a little bit of like, not that we made it, but like, okay, things are flowing. Like,
Like I grinded that account for years. Like it's been almost 4 years since I had it. Obviously like, me getting in the mid-20s or like as I'm, getting a little older, I don't want to be shaking my ass on TikTok forever. Yeah. No. So I developed into liking really long format videos on TikTok. It's only like a minute or 2 minutes, but still like for TikTok that's a minute. Like that's a long time. Before the ban, I would make a video probably like once a week or like two times a week. Yeah. Then I have a backup account and I just kind of shit post on it. It's like more, so people could feel more a part of like what I'm doing, like what I'm up to. See like the homies.
And I feel like that's like the new generation thing.
It's a spam.
It's so fucking crazy.
I know.
I mean,
it's so fun though. It's so fun.
But it's fun. I mean, so I because of that, like Owen and I were kind of talking about that because he made his like denim slut or whatever.
Owen.
From Pinup.
Oh yeah.
So he kind of.
I've never seen his TikTok.
Really?
It's never popped up for me.
It's brand new. So he's like trying to post a little bit more. But we had this conversation about that kind of stuff. But it's like it's so interesting because like the youth, it's so weird to see. It's like there's like a burner account, just where you could post all your bullshit. So
and you just like don't feel any stress about it.
Yeah.
Like on my main account, I'd stress a lot, and like I've worked with a couple of brands on there, like sponsored posts. So it's like I have to like filter myself a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Or just make videos that I think are good. But the other account, like it's videos that I think are bad. But like I don't think a video is bad. Yeah. Like any video that's posted is good because you post it and you're putting yourself out there. But like statistically, like the videos I post on my burner are bad. Yeah. Because it's just like shit posting.
Yeah. But people like that.
People love it.
That's what I realized is that people like the.
Yeah, because they feel a part of it. So, and it's just changing. Yeah. It's changed. Like, it wasn't like this a year ago. And now it is like this. Oh. Yeah. It was, at least in our world, at least in like the fashion or like that side of TikTok. Yeah. It wasn't like that last year.
Well, what was like
just like people making videos, period. But like now, like people develop their personality or people have been watching these people for so long. So they want to like, you have to kind of take it to the next level. Because you can't really say the same things all the time. Yeah. Or like make the same video. Like there's only so much you could do. Yeah. And that's why people consume a lot. Is because like they need to show new clothes, they need to show this. But like dude, it gets to a point where it's like, this is so annoying.
It's the same shit. Yeah. It's the same shit.
So then everyone started making the burner.
That makes sense. Even like Owen got me into it. I was like, maybe I'll make a burner account because
you should. It's fun.
Yeah, no, I did make one. I just haven't been able to post anything on it. Because I did understand a little bit of that, where I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
You could just talk about like the table you got, dude.
Yeah,
or
that's
like
what I'm saying. That's like exactly what I was like. Okay, I was like, actually, the youth is onto something. Yeah. Because like on my Turnkey page, like I don't want to get too much into stuff that's just like bullshit. Where I want to keep it like strict with if I'm educating or whatever I'm doing. But like on this burner account, maybe do a little bit of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did learn a little bit.
It's a good pivot. Yeah. It's a good pivot.
It's true.
Super good pivot.
But yeah, all right. So what else is? So you have your drop coming up next week. Hopefully you get your account. Is it next week? Or next month?
It's 2 weeks. Like
you have a date?
27th. So 2 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks in a day.
So on the 27th, you do your drop. Hopefully you do a couple hundred pieces. Is it pre-sale? Is it?
It's pre-made.
Pre-made?
Pre-made.
Oh, that's an investment.
Yeah, it's pre-made.
Shit.
I want to do pre-made because I don't like pre-order. Yeah. And I probably like will do a pre-order piece, but
for like a more expensive piece.
Yeah, or something a little bit different. But I feel like this is just like The world building. I think this, like, I really want people to get it like right away.
Yeah.
And I think that's super important. I want to do pre-made for all my drops, but like it's pretty hard when you're starting.
Really tough.
Really tough. But this one is pre-made.
Yeah.
This one is pre-made.
Okay, so your Ghost T is pre-made, dropping on the 27th. Sweet. Hopefully you get your TikTok back.
I pray.
Hopefully.
I pray.
And
I haven't even publicized it that it's been like hacked. Like no one knows, except for like my homies.
Damn.
But like no one knows that.
But you're gonna drop it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not. But I mean, I'd love to make a video about the tea. And I'll have to do it on the burner, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because like, whoever sees it will care. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So that sucks, but like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world, so it's fine.
Cool. Well, that's exciting, man. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you want to get out, that you maybe want to tell people about, like anything coming up, anything to look out for.
Man, I feel like I said everything I could.
Yeah.
Unless you want to say something. I feel like we've been talking about me too much.
No. I mean, I think I like when we get like our first interaction here and you tell a part of your story now, because then you tell where you're at today, and then in a couple of months, everything could change. Like literally, we got this conversation today, and then on the 27th, you drop, and they'll just say your shit sells out instantly, right? And that's what we pray to God will happen.
Yeah.
And then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then in a couple months, your life could be completely changed.
Exactly. Like I think the 6-month intervals are like that's when everything changes, or like quarter based. Like when we were supposed to originally have it, I think a lot changed since then. And then I'm super excited. I'm super excited to see.
Mindsets changed too, because to be honest, when we were first talking, we were like, let's get out another story.
Yeah.
Right? And we really wanted to dig into that. And then we've like matured, and you're like, you know what? I don't really care about sharing that part anymore, because it's whatever's, you know? And now you want to tell more of what you're doing now.
Yeah.
So I think it's growth, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's cool. That's why I love doing these pods, and you know, it's like we get.
Dude, so I'm happy to be the first person after like the hiatus.
Yeah.
First
studio, and then you'll be here, and then we'll do another one. But then after that, it'll switch again.
I know.
It'll be in there. So.
I know. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it again. Maybe we could get like the boys.
Yeah.
Like me and Nick. Would
be
a good episode.
Yeah, we were talking about that. So, but I think we wanted to get this one out first.
Yeah, this one needed to be done.
Yeah, we needed to get this one out.
Needed to be done.
You know, you're doing your own thing. You know, you're killing it. You're about to fucking do a drop. It's like, I'm happy that we did this, and then we'll do one with the boys, and then like we'll figure it out.
So fun.
Maybe I can meet that tracks guy that you guys.
Oh yeah, that would be a fun episode.
Yeah,
that would be a fun episode.
No commitments, you know. It should just be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know that side. I see him because of Nick, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's very similar to like one of your other clients that was that you were talking about, where he didn't really want to post himself, or he would just post like his process.
Yeah.
But he recently hired an intern, and his name is Jared, and he was one of my models for like the physical ed T, and then he like kind of changed his business model, because now he's like posting online, and like now he has someone to like help him with it, or like another set of hands where he has someone to like record him, or he could record himself, and you know now he just like is getting in the world, like now he's like involved a little bit more, so he entered it. Yeah.
And then once you get it going, you're like, you like it.
Fall in love with it.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I want to do more.
It's become so natural.
Yeah.
It's so natural.
But once you get out of, like right now we're out of rhythm, me personally, I'm like, oh, I got to get back into it. I'm like.
Yeah, I know. But like when it works, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, when it works, it works. But just getting back into it, that's a little tough.
I know.
But I'm going to try. We're going to try. All right, bro. Well, I appreciate you taking the fucking drive to get over here. I appreciate you telling a part of your story that's, you know, it's continuing. And I appreciate you being vulnerable and telling us everything.
Of course.
Appreciate you, bro.
I'm very happy I was on, and the first one after the hiatus. Yeah. And I think that, you know, I'd love to be back.
Yeah, we'll definitely do something. Maybe one day we'll make something for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Of course.